So most people don't learn the numbers in classical Greek, and this is a huge problem because then how do you read things if you don't know the numbers? So these are the Arabic numbers everybody's familiar with, and we're going to start at the beginning, and we're going to start from 1 through 100. In classical Greek, again, we have three options: is, mia, en for 1, 2, theo, 3, tris or tria, 4, teteras, teteris, tesseras, tesseris, tetera, tessera. 4 has a lot of variation. Pende, x instead of xi, epta, octo, enea, that. So we're just going to say n for the neuter. We're just going to read these off as neuter. En, theo, tria, tessera, pende, x, epta, octo, enea, deca. En deca. It's not endeca anymore. En deca. This is deca, endeca, thodeca. All of delta. No tav. En deca, thodeca. Triske deca. Tesseriske deca, pendeke deca, eke deca, eptake deca, octoke deca, eneke deca, ecosi. So we have a 1 and 10, n plus deca, n deca. 2 plus 10, theo deca, in Herodotus, theo deca in Homer. Theodeca, ina thodeca. Tris ke deca. Tris ke deca. Tris ke deca is deca tria. And we could say tria ke deca, tris ke deca. Teteras ke deca. Pendic. Ke deca. Ekkedeca, eptakedeca, octokedeca, enyakedeca. Those are the tricky ones. Endeca, thodeca, decatria, decatessera, decapenda, decexi, decapta, decquarto, decanea, egosi is ina, endeca, endeca. Thodeca, e, theodeca, thodeca, same thing. Decatria, tris, ke deca, tria ke deca, 14, decatria, ina, tetera ke deca, tessera ke deca, 15, decapende, pende ke deca, decapende, pende ke deca, decapende, ek ke deca, deca, exi, da kedeca, deca epta. Octo kedeca, deca octo. Enea kedeca, deca enea. Ecosi, ina ecosi. So that's the most tricky part. All these teens from 11 to 20 having it all backwards. But the next part, I'm going to talk in older forms of English and compare this with the older forms of Greek. So the older forms of English are 1 and 20, 2 and 20, and they still do this in German. So we'd have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then so on and so forth. We're going to do this in English, though, because I don't know how many of you guys watching know German. 21, we could say 1 and 20 is n k ecosi. 2 and 20, theo k ecosi. 3 and 20, tria k ecosi. 4 and 20, tessera k ecosi. 5 and 20, pende k ecosi. 6 and 20, x k ecosi. 7 and 20, epta k ecosi. Octo k ecosi. 8 and 20, 8 and 20, octo k ecosi. 9 and 20, enea ke ecosi. 30, triaconda. Trianda, ina triaconda. Trianda, saranda, ina triacunda, tessaracunda, penicunda, exicunda, ethomicunda, oxoicunda, and anicunda, ecato. So starting with triacunda. Triacunda goes to NK triacunda. 1 and 30, 2 and 30, VOK triacunda. 3 and 30, Tria K triacunda. 4 and 30, Tessera K triacunda. 5 and 30, Penda K triacunda. 6 and 30, Exi, Exina X K triacunda. Hepta K triacunda. Octo K triacunda. Enea K triacunda. Tessaracunda. Sarandina tessaracunda. And then tessaracunda, we have N or N, N-E-N, N-K tessaracunda, V-O-K tessaracunda, Tria K tessaracunda, Tessera K tessaracunda, Penda K tessaracunda, X K tessaracunda, Ta K tessaracunda, Octo K tessaracunda, Enea K tessaracunda, Penicunda, N K penicunda, V-O K penicunda, Tria K penicunda, Tessera K penicunda, Penda K penicunda, X K penicunda, Epta K penicunda, Octo K penicunda, Enea K penicunda, Execunda, Execunda, NK Execunda, VOK Execunda, Tria K Execunda, Tessera K Execunda, Penda K Execunda, XK Execunda, Epta K Execunda, Octo K Execunda, Enea K Execunda, Ethomicunda, NK Ethomicunda, VOK Ethomicunda, Tria K Ethomicunda, Tessera K Ethomicunda, Penda K Ethomicunda, X K Ethomicunda, Epta K Ethomicunda, Octo K Ethomicunda, Enea K Ethomicunda, Ogdoicunda. Ogdoicunda is 80. Ogthonda, Ogdoicunda. Ogthonda, Ogdoicunda. Ogdoicunda, N K Ogdoicunda, VO K Ogdoicunda, Tria K Ogdoicunda, Tessera K Ogdoicunda, Pende K Ogdoicunda, X K Ogdoicunda, Epta K Ogdoicunda, Ogvinda Epta, Epta K Ogdoicunda in Ogzonda Epta. Octo K Ogdoicunda in Ogzonda Octo. Enea K Ogdoicunda in Ogzonda Enea. Enea K Ogdoicunda in Ogzonda Enea. Ananicunda in Aninda. Ananinda, Ananinda, Ananinda in Ananicunda, Ananicunda, and Anicunda. Ananicunda, Anna. Ina N K Ananicunda, Vio K Ananicunda, Tria K Ananicunda, Tessera K Ananicunda, Pende K Ananicunda, X K Ananicunda, Epta K Ananicunda, Octo K Ananicunda, Enea K Ananicunda, Ecaton, Ecaton Ina Ecato, Ecaton Ina Ecato, Uti Ina E arithmi stilinika stimpalaya. Elinika, glossa. These are the old Greek numbers. And before I let you go, we're going to see if we can put on a few iridhotus. So the first things first, in iridhotus, Theodhica. Theodhica, it's the Theodhica, not Dodhica. Then Dodhica, Ina Theodhica. Theo, seen Dheka, Ina Theodhica. Theodhica, Ina Theo, seen Dheka. Tesserascavica, right there. Tesserascavicatus triconda. So 30 instead of triacunda, 30 in a triecunda. Triecunda. Doxy. And K triecunda 1 and 30. Or N K triecunda. N K triecunda. Vio K triecunda. tria, ke triikonda, tessera, ke triikonda, penda, ke triikonda, x, ke triikonda, epta, ke triikonda, octo, ke triikonda, enea, ke triikonda. What's Saranda? Te, sa, rakonda. Okay, nothing changed. Tessa rakonda. Og thokonda. Og thoikunda. That's Attic. 80. Og thokunda is Herodotus. So we're gonna talk about Og thokunda. HDT. This is Herodotus' form instead of Og thoikunda. All of a sudden it is Og thon. Og thokunda. Og thokunda. NK Ogzokunda, VOK Ogzokunda, Tria K Ogzokunda, Tessera K Ogzokunda, Penda K Ogzokunda, X K Ogzokunda, Epta K Ogzokunda, Octo K Ogzokunda, Anea K Ogzokunda, and then Nikunda. So Ogzonda, Ogzoikunda, Ogzokunda. No difference. We can say N K Ogzonda, Herodotus, NK Ogzoikunda, Attic, all for Ogzonda and modern Greek, Ogzonda and. So, those are the main differences that I want to point out. Numbers can be confusing, and if we in the English-speaking world did numbers like this, like in the Germans, you know how they actually will say after 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, all the way to 20, 21, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If we talk like this in English, this would be super easy for us English speakers to learn classical Greek this way and just know the 1 in 20, 1 in 30, 1 in 50, or 6 in 60 is a direct translation of the Greek. What's very unfortunate is that if we don't talk like this, it's hard to learn ancient Greek and figure out what's going on, and it's very, very confusing. And so that's why I would encourage you to familiarize yourself with the modern Greek numbers that are exactly the same as the English in the word order of which number is in which direction for anything but some of the teens. The direction's the same. From there, I would like you to try to go over this video several times and think about German, or if you don't know German, think about English in the King James Bible. It's not even 1 in 20. They might say 1 and a score or something, but think about 30 as 1 in 30. 31 is 31 or 1 in 30. 32 is 2 in 30. 33, 3 in 30, and so on and so forth. And doxy. Eventually, you can know your numbers, and then you can move on past 100 to the Ecosia, Triocosia, Tetracosia, and so on and so forth. Pentecosia, Exocosia, Epticosia, Opticosia, Endocosia, Helia. Okay? But right now, the point is try to match your American type of numbers that are actually Arabic with what you know of classical Greek. If you can accomplish this small achievement, you're going to be able to read texts in ancient Greek much, much better. So, for instance, when I was reading through Herodotus the other day, or if I was reading through Chiropedia, the Cyropedia, if I see a number and I'm familiar with how to count, this is going to save me a lot of time, and I don't have to pause, translate it into English, figure out what exactly is going on, but I can just keep on reading, and that's the goal. Just keep on reading, and that is the goal. Yasu, Filia.